Hello, my name is Charlotte, and for this video, I'm going to be making my prom dress. Well, okay, not making, but I'm going to be adding a bunch of stuff to it. Here, I'll put you guys right here. But this is my prom dress. It's a lot redder on camera than it actually is. Can't really see it very well. It's strapless and it's got like a, what you call that? Asymmetrical, ruffly skirt. I'll probably put a better picture of it. But I got it off of Depop. It's for like $50, and which, you know, that's not like super cheap, but it's way better than like a prom dress that I'd get firsthand. I really like it, but I'm going to be changing some stuff about it. I have some designs that I've made in preparation for this dress because, you know, I couldn't find exactly what I wanted, you know, online or in stores. Well, I didn't even look in stores because I know that if I have something specific that I won't be able to find exactly what I'm looking for. So like that was one of the design plans that I had. I'm gonna have like a skirt or like black tulle underneath the dress, and then I'm gonna put black lace along the bottom parts. And then I was gonna add like extra like red fabric here and here, but I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore. And I was also going to add like a thing under the boob area, but I don't think I'm gonna do that, but I might. I also wanted to add like some gems or something to make it look more like it has like a sweetheart neckline. I think that's what it's called, where it's like an M shape. Because the way it currently is, it's just a straight across, which I like, but I prefer like the M shape. And then I also drew a couple designs on my iPad. You know, the dress just came in the mail yesterday, so I've been like, I really want to work on it, but I haven't had it, so haven't been able to. So this is like the basic design that I'm planning on doing. Although right here you can see I put like lace at the top of where the ruffles are. I don't think I'm gonna do that, but I might add like black fabric, like tulle that I bought. Anyway, I tried it on last night, and I like it. It doesn't fit like perfectly, obviously. I think I'm gonna have to tighten up the like torso area because, you know, it's strapless, and if it's too loose and it's strapless, then it has the possibility of, you know, falling down. Don't really want that. But yeah, I'm planning on adding lace to the top, which I could be able to like sort of make that M shape with the lace, but I think I'd still want to maybe add like gems or maybe fabric, like a little triangle to add to that. I'm not sure yet. The first action that I'm going to do is I am going to make it go here. I'm going to put on the dress and show what I'm going to do because I really can't explain it. This is what it looks like on currently. That's what the back looks like. I'm going to pin how I'm going to change it because I'm basically going to like make this come up higher and like pin it so there's like purposeful like wrinkles there. Also, one of the inspirations for this dress was the music video of Helena by My Chemical Romance, but like with reverse colors. Okay, but like that's kind of how it's gonna look, at least on the front. I'm kind of struggling with the back. I did it last night where it actually kind of worked better. But yeah, it's gonna be kind of like have wrinkles. It makes it so it doesn't drag on the ground, which I really did not like how it looked when it was on the ground. I don't know if it'll be as high as it currently is. It'll probably just be a little bit shorter. Okay, the back is not how it's gonna look like right now. I'm gonna repin this anyway. I'm just taking out the pins right now because I don't have the I don't have the thread that I'm going to be using yet for this dress, because I gotta go buy some that'll match the fabric. I feel like I can't move my legs as much when it's all the way down here. I don't like how it looks when it's dragging on the ground. Like, obviously I'm gonna have heels, so I'll be up here, but that's still dragging on the ground. And I feel like it looks awkward all the way down here. I think it's meant for someone that has a longer torso, which I hate the sizing on prom dresses so much, because you'll get like a size 0 or a small, and it'll be made for someone who's like 5'7". I don't know why they think the average female in America is 5'7", but they're not. The average woman in America is 5'4". I hate how they make all the models, like, why are all models like a minimum of 5'7"? Why are so, like, that makes no sense. And then why would the smallest size dress be sized for someone who is taller than the average woman in America? And no hate to the tall women of the world, but it doesn't make sense for everything to be tailored specific for tall women when most women aren't that tall. And sizing doesn't, it makes me mad, because there shouldn't be just a size small. It should be sized by the width and the height. It shouldn't just be small. It should be small width-wise and small height-wise. It should be small, or like for a tall, thin woman, it should be small width-wise, but large height-wise. Like, that just makes more sense, because why would I have, if I couldn't sew, why would I have to get this tailored just so it fits me? My prom dress last year, I had to hem it because it was too long. Even when I was wearing my heels, it was too long for me. It was dragging on the floor. That's not cool. And it was a size 0. That should not be right. Like, that's not how sizing should work. Because so many, like, people, like, they can't sew, or they don't have access to a sewing machine, and so then they have to go get it tailored, which costs like a lot of money to get something like custom tailored, I'm pretty sure. And also, like, you shouldn't have to get something tailored. Like, obviously not everything's gonna fit perfectly for you, but it should be like within reason, you know what I mean? But anyway, so once I get the fabric or the thread for this dress, I'm gonna make the folds like permanent, and then, you know, sew them. I'm gonna hand sew it, obviously. I kind of wish I had like what are they called? Not a dummy. Like the thing where you have the dress hung like on a mannequin. I wish I had a mannequin to like, you know, actually sew it on, but I don't. So I'm probably just gonna have it hang up, like on a hanger when I do it, which I don't know. I don't even know if that'll work very well. Or I could also wear it while I sew it, but there's a very high possibility of me stabbing myself. After I make those changes, I can start adding or making the skirt for underneath, like the tulle skirt. I already got the black tulle last weekend. I don't know if I'm going to make it like an actual skirt or just like a little add-in and actually attach it to the dress. I think I kind of want to make it like a full skirt, so that way it gives me like more volume to the dress, I think. But I'll decide that. Yeah, I think I'm going to. Because once I do that, it'll like peek out on the back side of it. I think that's my plan. So I'm going to make the first alterations that I just showed you guys. And then I'll start making the skirt. I think I need to buy a little bit of just plain black fabric for like the waistband of the skirt, and then attach the tulle, like one layer of tulle that's the same length as the dress. And then I'm gonna attach another shorter layer on top of that, and then another shorter layer on top of that. And like low-key just go until I run out of tulle. I only got like 5 yards, I think. I don't know if that's a lot or not. I've never made a tulle skirt. It's now almost a week later, but I finally got thread that hopefully matches. I got this thread, and then I brought it home and realized that's way too bright. I went to the store again, and I got these two. You can tell. I got 2 of them because I'm like, I'm not taking any chances. So, low-key, both of them work, but this one's more similar in tone, I think. But I have been working on other stuff though, because I'm gonna have the ruffles on the bottom, right? And so I've been figuring out how to do those. So this is what I've been doing. So I cut out 14 inches of the this ribbon stuff. And then I put like just a straight stitch along here, and I don't back stitch or anything, and I pull it tighter, so that way it's curved, because if it's just straight, it doesn't work with, you know, the fact that this is curved. But yeah, so I'm doing it in little sections because the like pulling it tighter won't work as well if I do it in larger sections. It does cost a little bit more because I've also got to like fold over these sides so they don't fray. But I think it should work. I measure out 14 inches and cut it at 14 inches, obviously. So there we go. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall, but so I got the thing, and then I'm going to sew this. I don't start at the very edge because I don't want it to get like caught under. But I just I go along, and I don't get back stitch. Once I have a little bit on the outside, I take the top one and I pull it so it all scrunches up. Can't really see it very well. I'll get a little bit more, and I'll pull it tighter, and I scrunch it down, scrunch it as much as it will scrunch, and then I just make it looser later on. But I do this because when I try and pull it all at the end, it will break the thread because my thread is not that strong. And then when it gets towards the end, I kind of stop scrunching it because I can pull it from the other side. Also, recently found out that my sewing machine has a thread cutter. I didn't even know that was a thing, but I love it. So that's what it looks like when it's all tied up. But after this part, I pull it so it's less scrunched up. The 2 that I've made so far have been about 9 inches, so we're losing like 5 inches when I do this. But not all of them need to be as scrunched up as that, because some of the like parts of the skirt are like less of a tight circle. So this one I'm gonna make a little bit larger, I think, like less scrunched up. So that's kind of what it looks like. I'm gonna measure this. This one is about 10 inches, but I also have to fold over the sides. I take the end pieces, and then I tie them together because I don't want them to become like less scrunched. And I don't love how it looks when it's all with the rolled edges, like for the end, so that way they don't get frayed. But I don't have a better solution for it, so, you know, I'm just gonna keep doing it. Okay, so now that we have this done, I'm going to take the end, fold it in one, and fold it in another. This is a little bit difficult to get lined up. I care more that the bottom part is, like the bottom part, not the scrunched up end, is lined up than the other end. So that's what that looks like. It's not my favorite, but whatever. And then I'm gonna do the same on the other side and make sure that the rolled part is facing the same direction. But that is how I did that. I'm gonna measure how long it is now that I've done the edges now. Okay, it's about 9 inches. So that seems to be kind of like what I'm consistently getting from out of the 14, which is good to know because I've only got 30 feet of the of that ribbon, which seems like a lot, but it's actually not that much. Now I will show you how I'm planning on putting it on the dress. I'm gonna put it under here and then basically sew it to this top ruffle, and then we're gonna have another one over here under this ruffle, and it's only under this first ruffle or this top ruffle, but they're gonna kind of overlap a little bit with each other, just a little bit because we don't want to overuse it, so probably like that much. For these like larger swoops, like right here, this is too scrunched up, I think, so I'm gonna have to make that less scrunched up. I just made this one, which as you can see, it's a lot less than the other ones, and I think, yeah, that fits pretty well under these. So that's what I'm gonna try and do for most of the rest of the pieces. Okay, I just put on the dress, pinned it, and I took it off with the pins in. Most difficult task of my life. Oh my gosh. I had to wiggle my way out of there because I didn't want to get the take the pins out accidentally. There's pins in it. This is what it looks like hanging up now. That's the back. You know, it looks a little funky when I'm not wearing it. I'm gonna sew it now. Okay, it's been like nearly a month since the last clip, I'm pretty sure. But I just finished sewing like the scrunchy parts that I was showing you. Ignore the mess of my room. And that's what the back looks like. I'm really happy with it. I did like the first like stuff that I had, and then I tried it on, and then I pinned it again in places that I wanted more scrunchy bits. I'm gonna add the underskirt thing next. I like the length too. I like that it's not on the ground anymore. I'm actually just going to use this like shirt that I have. I was going to donate it, but I didn't want to buy more black fabric. So I'm gonna like make a waistband out of this and then attach the tulle onto that. Okay, I cut off the sleeves of the shirt, and I need this to like be able to stretch over my butt. I measured it and it's 37 inches, which is just long enough to like accommodate for like seams and stuff and still work. And then I'm gonna put like elastic on the inside. Okay, I just cut the sleeves, so now these are like 3.5 inches. I'm gonna end up folding it over so that way I can put the elastic on the inside. I just sewed the two pieces together and then sewed it into a little loop that I am now going to turn inside out. And then I'll put the elastic through and then attach it to itself, and then I'll add the tulle. I have the tulle, and obviously this is the short end, like the short ways. This is the long end, so obviously this is longer than my body. I'm gonna fold it in half, but I'm gonna cut out the 35 inches, sew it on to the like waistband, and then add the elastic in after that. Okay, I just cut out the first little section, and I'm starting to realize I'm gonna need a lot of this stuff. This is 2 layers, and also it's so difficult to cut this stuff with only 1 layer because I can hardly see the stuff. Like it's, ooh, and this is 2 layers. I need this stuff to be dark. This is okay. I'm probably gonna actually end up using all of this. So I think I'm gonna do another layer like I did just this one, this one. Okay, I actually just measured the unfolded version of this, and it's 129 inches this way, which is too long, even folded. So I need to figure out how much to cut off, and I'm thinking that I'll be able to use the amount that I cut off in a different layer because I'm having like shorter layers on top of the longest layers. So I'm gonna kind of estimate how long I need the longest layers to be. Okay, it looks like it needs to be about 30, we'll say 35 inches just to give myself some, we'll say 36 inches to give myself wiggle. Wait a minute. The way I had it originally, I was going to cut 3 pieces out of each 36 section that I cut. So like the section that I have cut out currently. But if I were to actually do it like that, then it would be 36 inches around the waist, which is what I need, but also 36 around like where my legs are. So it would be really restricting, and that's not how I wanted it to be. I just didn't really think about how it would work. So instead, I'm going to be leaving it as one really long piece, and then I'm going to scrunch up one side so it will be 36 inches and attach that part to the waistband, but then the like bottom part of the skirt is actually going to be as long as how long the fabric is, so like the 120 whatever inches it was. And I'm doing all of this before I tie the waistband sew the waistband together. I think I'm not gonna actually have the layers of tulle sewn together because that's kind of unnecessary in my opinion, especially because most of those layers, that whole part's not going to be visible. I'll just have the skirt turned so that way, the only part that you'll actually be able to see the tulle will not be where the slit is. I got this cut out and sewed at the top. I also sewed the sides so that way they don't move around as much. But it's not going to be visible, so whatever. But it's not as like scrunched up as I was hoping it was going to be. And also, I was thinking about it, and I didn't really like how I thought it was going to end up looking. So my next layer, it's going to be the same length, but I'm going to have it be the entire width instead of cutting it in half like I did with this layer, or these 4 layers right here. So it's going to be way more scrunched up, and it'll also make it darker, obviously, and less see-through. Which is what I want. And then I think I'm going to worry about having another layer. But I think I might only do like 1 shorter layer instead of 2. But for the next couple layers, I'm not going to do straight across. I'm going to do these ruffle things. I saw it on a YouTube video. They're called square flounce ruffles. And it'll like make this look kind of like this spiky with the corners. And so I think I'm going to do 2 layers of this. I finished this bottom part a couple hours ago. The stitching isn't super neat or anything, but it's on the bottom part so you can't see it, so it doesn't matter. But right now I'm working on the lace. It's going pretty fast. I just need to go all the way around, and then I'm going to have some extra lace left over, so I'm going to probably put some on this bottom part for funsies. I just attached the waistband to the tulle. I'm going to add the elastic now. As you can see, the black part of the skirt was way too long, so I ended up cutting, I think, about 4 inches off of it, and I also made the top layers a little bit shorter just to give it more depth. Here's the final pictures. I didn't record a video of me wearing it, but here's just some pictures for prom. Prom itself was not that fun, but I really enjoyed just hanging out with my friends and making my dress. It was a fun project, and I'm glad that I did it. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far in the video, consider leaving a like. It's very encouraging for me. And maybe check out some of my other videos. Bye!